Good morning. This is Kajukenbo After Dark, coming out of South Lake Tahoe, California. I'm Senior Grandmaster Jimenez. Today's show is about one of my mentors growing up in the Kajukenbo world. All of us have mentors, more than one, growing up through the martial arts, whatever activity you do. But one of the ones that really kind of touched my heart was Alan Reyes Jr. I remember when I was only a white belt and he was a black belt. He kind of like took me to the side and kind of like didn't teach me like forms and piñons because I didn't train with him. I trained with Vargas and Gaylord, but he taught me other things about Kajukenbo, the philosophies and the do's and the don'ts. And at that time, Alan Reyes was competing in the tournaments. And he'd always take first place and stuff like that. So I always kind of looked up to him because, being a young black belt and him being a black belt already, like I said, he kind of took me to his side, and kind of mentored me a little bit on a lot of stuff. So every tournament was a joy, just sitting with him and talking to him and learning from him. I know his father through the big tournament. I think it's the Northern Pacific Nationals, if I'm saying it right. Every year, then he took it over, and later down the line, we competed in all his tournaments. I always supported him. Even when I retired for a little while, I came out and just competed just for him. In fact, I told him that as I was competing for Grand Champion. I turned to him, I go, I'm only doing this for you. And he goes, I know, Tony. He goes, I know. He goes, I appreciate it. So we had to kind of have that bond, and like, for example, when I got my Grandmaster belt from Senior Grandmaster Vargas and Aldo Coscos and the rest, I saved a part of my certificate so he can sign it. Like I said, I could have had tons and tons and tons and tons of people sign it, but I didn't want it. I only wanted certain people to sign my certificate that kind of meant something to me. And I remember coming to the tournament, I had my certificate. I was a little nervous, and I see I heard you got promoted, congratulations, well deserved, da 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 da. I go, can I ask you one favor? He goes, can you sign my certificate? And his answer was most definitely. He goes, give it to me. He goes, well deserved. He goes, you've deserved this for years. He goes, this would be an honor for me to sign it. And it kind of really brought a tear to my eye, because the closeness and the camaraderie that we had. And of course, he signed it. And then if you see my certificates online, which everybody posts them all the time, you'll see his signature up in the on the left side on the top. And he asked, where should I sign? I go, right here in the top, above everybody. And he just smiled and winked. But like I said, growing up through the Kajukenbo world, I consider him a true Kajukenbo warrior and a true Kajukenbo mentor to a lot of people. So I look back at Kajukenbo, just not seeing Imperato or Gaylord or whatever. I see Senior Grandmaster Alan Reyes Jr. That's who I see too. Because he had, he had it 100% in his heart in Kajukenbo. I mean, everything was Kajukenbo with him and to the T. Like I said, myself and actually Grandmaster Willis, because like I said, we grew up together. The same thing, we had took our first place in at his tournament in the teams fighting, the black belt teams fighting division. And he was short of the trophies. Oh, just come to the house in the next couple of days. And man, that was the biggest honor. And it might sound silly to a lot of people, but that was the biggest honor for me and Grandmaster Willis, just to go out to his house and pick up a trophy. The trophies was nice, but just to be there, him letting us in the door and just talking to us again. And I can't remember if we had lunch or not, but those are little memories I had with him, and a lot of times he wouldn't have to say anything. He just looked at me with that look, And he just go like this, and I go, I know, you know. And so when he passed away, I know he had a heart attack a long time ago. He had open heart surgery, and he made it, you know, thank God. But then when this last time he passed away, it really hit home. Again, you know, I don't like a crybaby because I did sing the last video, but, you know, I was crying at my desk. I called Senior Grandmaster Willis up, and same thing. He's all, no, no, and you can hear the, you know, the quiver in his voice of sadness because of how much we cared for him. But like I said, everybody has mentors. He's just not the only one. There's several ones that were my mentors coming up. You know, in the teaching part of it, there's mentors that, you know, I see them compete. You know, like, oh, I really want to be like that. You know, like George Chung. You know, when I was coming up, you know, he was younger too. I don't know if he's older than me or younger than me, but at that time he was the #1 kata performer in the world. Man, I used to look up to that guy, but man, dang, that guy's awesome. And so did a lot of people. He was just like extraordinary good. You know, so those are different kind of mentors that you look up to somebody. But in the martial arts world and the philosophies and the closeness and the bond for life, that's my bond I had with Senior Grandmaster Alan Reyes Jr. And hopefully, wherever he's at, you know, he's looking down and watching all of us still doing Kajukenbo, and I can see that shaking of his head, you know, and just smile, you know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And each day I'll try to put another one on, or every other day. I'm looking forward to having a great big interview, a one-on-one interview actually with Malaya DeCoscos. We had talked yesterday, but I want to do a special interview with her, just not me talking about her, you know. And I will do that tomorrow probably, but we're going to have a big interview, so it'll be a really nice sit down, and you guys will enjoy that. Anyway, this is Kajukenbo After Dark. I'm Senior Grandmaster Jimenez. And please, after you watch this video, subscribe to our channel, because we're just starting out. So we've only got a few people subscribing and stuff like that. And it kind of helps out, you know, the site. Anyway, God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.